A Show,
where smart is the new sexy.
and now, April Hunter.
Good evening, beautiful people. How in the hell are you? What up? So welcome to the A Show. I am your host, April Hunter. This is my lovely co-host for the evening, Ms. Eva D. So
Hello.
hi, everybody. You're joining us on this awesome full hunters moon. So I see Alex and Michael and Allie. Hi. Nice of you to join us. So we're bringing people in still. So thank you for coming. So how are you doing? I can hear your microphone making a little bit of some feedback there, Eva. So whatever's okay, it's bouncing around a little bit. So yes, next week is my birthday. And this weekend I'm getting to wrestle for my birthday. Yay.
Ouch.
I know. I'm not so excited. And CS Almanac, what's up? How are you doing? Alan. So let me see if I can put you guys up here. So we got, Alex and Michael and Allie and Almanac. There you go. Alan, nice to see you back. Cool. Winona, hey. Speedway, hello. Bigwig, happy birthday to me. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And it's cool to see you guys. And Alan wants to know, is Eva going to howl at the moon tonight?
You never know.
Yeah. Now remember, we still have that the drinking game. So every time you hear Eva's birds, if they get exceptionally loud, that is your cue to drink.
Might as well start now.
Yeah. So if you got a little glass of wine or a little something in front of you, if you hear a little squawk, right there. Cheers. All right. So with that, we can start the show. Wade and Hannah, hello.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. VW Steve Griffey.
Hey. Hi, Steve.
Hey, did Steve ever see what was made with your picture? The thing? Using the headshot?
I don't know.
Do you have it right there? You can show him.
I'll go get it because it's worth it.
Okay. And Alan's asking what kind of birds you have.
Oh, well, I have a new one. I have 2 Quakers and a parakeet / budgie. And the new Quakers hasn't even been here a week as of tomorrow. So he's a little bit voicious.
Yeah.
Sorry. He's still learning.
His name's Low Key also.
Yes. Yep. Same as your dog.
Yep.
I don't have a card sitting here.
Okay.
I should.
Well, we can email it to him or text it to him too.
I would love him to see it. Thank you,
Steve. Yeah, she made a beautiful business card out of the picture that you did. So you should see it. And Fred, what's up? Raphael, hello. So welcome everybody. I'm getting little birthday balloons and things. It's funny how you get older and you don't feel like it. Like you're you have these birthdays, right? And some people embrace birthdays, some people hate them. I kind of like them because I feel like, every trip around is a reason to celebrate, especially as difficult as life can be. So why not celebrate, to the bestest of your abilities? But a lot of people, they don't want to be reminded they're getting older. I don't really care. I really don't care, but it's funny how
wrestle.
Huh?
Where you're getting a wrestle where though?
Oh, this weekend I'll be in Memphis, but I'm just saying, in general, like as you get older and you're older, but mentally you don't feel older. So like there's like a disconnect there. Like you have a birthday and you're like, yeah, I know I'm older, but mentally I still, like want to go to the movies and go to the jump park and see my friends and stay up all night and eat cake.
That's true.
I still want to have fun and dress up in costumes and,
if that should never change for anybody.
I know.
Enjoy life. The older we get, we should enjoy it more, not give any fucks.
Yeah, that's the one. I think that is the one of the main benefits of getting older is with every year, there's just a little less fuck that you give. You know what I'm saying? So I wish. I mean, I learned that pretty young, but it really comes into play as we get
What's your
older.
favorite cake?
Um, mint with Oreo cookies, ice
Okay.
cream. Yeah, ice cream.
Jeez.
And
Wouldn't that be
Fury,
great?
what's up? Boobs. That is all that one word is boobs. It's always boobs. Michael's saying he's starting to feel your age. Uh, the current climate can make anybody feel their age a little bit, I think. So we have to be careful not to get caught up in that. Um, Alan,
I don't know.
if if certain birds are not allowed, Quakers are not allowed in some states because they're
That's
so
true.
loud. Is that true?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not about the that is some states believe it's bad for the environment, which they are not. They don't eat crops. They don't eat any of those things that other birds do. And they're allowed in, I think, 20 states
Oh,
officially,
really? That's it?
but they live in the wild in 13 states.
Oh. Well, Eva's a rescuer, so she ends up with Quakers that have been, damaged or sick or can't go back into the wild for
Right.
whatever reason.
Adopted.
So yeah, so she ends up with all the birds that other people can't take. So as we like to say, she cleans up other people's messes. So
Yeah. Thank you.
so yeah,
So do
and
you with dogs. You rescue dogs.
yeah. So we are a very I guess pro-life in that department.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, and Kenny, ahoy there. War Demon, I'm glad you're back joining us again. Oh my God, that's funny. Alan says April in Jump Park equals 2 black eyes. No, I have had them reduced. They don't
I
quite
don't
make
know.
it.
I don't think people believe that.
Yeah. So yeah, today we're going to talk about, it's funny, we're scattered. Now I sent Eva some ideas and I currently,
Mhm.
I sent it off to her and it left my brain. So you probably remember some of the ideas better than I do. So you're going to refresh me. And Ben Rob, you are not late. We just are getting started saying hi to everybody. So hello to you. We're just talking about, well, I was saying with my birthday, you get older, but you don't feel older mentally. You just hurt a little more in the morning. So Brian says playing soccer on weekends with kids half my age, going to New York City Comic Con next month. You're my people. And singing karaoke will be my post 50 birthday plans this year. You are totally my people. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me tell you something. When I wrestle and work with people half my age all the time, and I don't know if that keeps me young or makes me feel old. I haven't really figured that one out. But yeah, all these girls are like 23 years old, and I'm just like,
I bet you kick their asses too.
It's funny. And I look at some of them and I'm like, I'm not trying to be judgmental or anything. And I know we're all like body positive and all that now. But when you're literally a professional athlete, like my thing is like, at your age, you should be in really good shape for wearing a sports bra and short shorts in the ring. I would think, like, when I was 23, I was like, boom, I was tight. You know what I mean? Like nothing jiggled. But that's, those were the standards back then. You could not get hired unless you were competing at that level.
Well, you're an athlete, and athletes should fit a certain criteria.
I know, but that's kind of how you know that wrestling's fake.
Changed.
Yeah. Something like that, yes. So everybody, welcome. Alan's going, just wait till you get your first AARP junk mail.
Well, I'm not setting up. That starts coming like way before.
In Florida, they start targeting you early here.
Oh yeah.
I remember the first time I saw one, I was like, what the fuck is this? This got to be for the people who used to live here.
Now, mind you, me and April are the same age. She's maybe a few weeks older, but yeah.
I'm the older one. I get the front seat.
Yeah, yep, I hear you. Anyway, when the AARP starts coming, you'll know. Your friends will call you.
Yeah.
So
definitely. So we have a basically an all over the place show. I have a bunch of theories too. So if we want to talk about some theories, I can
Put your hat on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I can get my tinfoil hat and we can discuss some theories. So it's nearby and we can have a chat about that. And Red Sunny, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome. So yeah, but we can touch on some things. One of the things I wanted to give you a heads up on is that I think War Demon put up a nice little poll over on our discourse page that he's running. So thank you for that, War Demon. And it seems that people are in favor of going back to Tuesday nights about the same time. So 7:00 Tuesday nights. So I think we'll start that in October. So if that's amiable by all of you, I guess we will go ahead and shift that. All in favor, say aye. We good, everybody? So
whether I'm on this side or that side,
we good. We good.
Me.
Yeah. Awesome, dude. Welcome. Oh, we're getting some eyes. So hi. Let's see. Oh yeah,
Nice.
People are saying yes. Okay, good. I'm glad. Originally we were on the Tuesday nights and we switched to Wednesday because that's when Ray was available, but a lot of other things happen on Wednesday nights that most people, people want to go out and do or be a part of. Tuesday nights seem like a good night to be on the internet because Monday night people or Monday people catch up.
Women's night too.
That's at the gun range.
Oh, bad. I figured it was your show.
Okay, so yeah, War Demon is saying so far on the poll on Discord, it's 8-1 vote to go back to Tuesday. So, okay. Plus Ben is pointing out that it is Taco Tuesday, and quite honestly, the main reason for me, if you really want me to be honest, is because I want to say, see you next Tuesday at the end of the show. Right, Allie says Titty Tuesday too. We got Titty Tuesday, which it all kind of it just flows, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll go back to Tuesdays as of October. So there's that. What else do we need to talk about? To remind you guys. I'm looking at notes. I have my own font. I swear to God. 2 for Tuesday. Hell yeah, we got 2 for Tuesday. 1, 2, 2, 1.
Perfect.
Okay, so some of you know on Halloween weekend I'm doing like kind of a double. I'll be up in Leesburg at the Lake Square Mall on that Sunday doing that Comic Con, the Lake Collecticon, and then on actual Halloween I'll be at the OCC Roadhouse with Tampa Bay Screams Horror, kind of like a little convention judging the competition, and they're having a big old costume competition which you should dress up and come to. That will be in Clearwater. So
what are you going to wear? Do you know yet?
I do not know.
Anybody in this?
But people can make requests. So let's see. I have theories. I just we could go straight to here's one that I have. Okay, so this. I don't know who's familiar with Kabbalah or not. Unfortunately, it has some people relate it to Madonna, which is a terrible thing. But Kabbalah, if you're not familiar with it, is the mystic version of Judaism. Historically, you were not allowed to study it unless you were over 40 and male. So they just felt like you were not able to handle it unless you were, past a certain age and male. And it's got a shit ton of wisdom behind it. And I find it absolutely fascinating. And it's a study, it's a practice. It's not a religion, I don't think. It's more like Buddhism. Buddhism is a practice, not a religion. So there are many terms in the Kabbalistic phrasing. I'm saying these words wrong, but there are a lot of terms, and they're kind of, you get used to them, but they're hard to explain. And Kenny is asking if Shelly going to join me for a Halloween episode. I don't know yet. I'll go back to, I don't know what's going on for the Halloween episode yet. Currently what's happening is I'm trying to figure out how to produce this show, and Eva is being kind enough to work with me and help me with this, because I'll go back to the Kabbalah thing in a minute. If you want the truth, I haven't been saying anything, but if you want the truth, I got kind of left high and dry.
Yep.
So I was told by Ray this would not happen and he would continue producing, because I questioned what was put out on the live and why he didn't get back to me and things like that. He took offense, he got upset, and he decided to walk off, stalk off. You guys were there for that, you saw it. And we were supposed to talk after that. He said, we'll touch base. We just briefly texted. He said he was going to reach out the following week. And once again, he didn't. So we haven't talked. So I don't know what's going on with him. Like I said, he promised he was not going to leave me high and dry. That is exactly what he did. So
I'm disappointed in him.
Yeah, I am too. And it also, it's disappointing. I understand needing to move on, and I understand needing more time, and I understand all of that, but I don't understand breaking your word. I don't understand not having a conversation like an adult. I don't understand handling things up front. I don't understand putting things on the internet. I don't understand it. And as friends, I thought there would be something better there. There wasn't. So it is what it is. So what's happening now is I feel like I've been left to figure everything out on my own. So I don't have the clips anymore that we used to have. I don't have access to Podbean or Apple Podcasts or Spotify anymore. So I'm not able to put anything up on there. I'm not getting much help. BRV is helping and Colin is helping, and they can be available to help more if I can move to Tuesday nights. So there's another really big benefit. So what's going on is I'm trying to figure things out on my own, which is why the music sucks so bad and why I'm juggling things back and forth. And Eva has been kind enough to, like I said, sit in and help me and bounce things off of me. So no, you know how we had all the video clips of the show before? That kind of stopped as well. And I know people are busy and all that, but it's disappointing because I've had the show for 4.5 years. It started February 2020. And so I've had it for a while. We've been through a couple of co-hosts. We started with, had it for exactly 1 year with Aaron. And then we went to Ben for a little bit we had Colin and then Ben and then right. So 4.5 years, 4 co-hosts. And it just feel like they've always kind of looked after me. Everybody has always been really, really good and looked after me. And with this last thing, there was no transition. There was just,
you're on your own.
Yeah, you're on your own, and we don't care. No, it's on you. And
thank you guys. I'm hearing some things in there. I'm sorry, I'm reading too.
Yeah, no, it's don't get me wrong, Colin BRV, wonderful. Colin went out of his way to try and tutor me with some things and help me, and they are great. But it isn't where I would like it to be, and I've worked really hard at trying to build it up. So to go, X amount of steps forward and then go backwards where we don't have the clips and we've lost all the regular podcast platforms. And I fought to get on Rumble, and now we're not on Rumble anymore because I don't have access to that. I can't add it. So I'm the one that fought for these things, and I can't access any of them now. So it's rough. So I'm trying to figure it out. So
it's going to be okay. You're here. It's awesome. It's been going, I think, pretty smooth. So I don't mind getting kicked around. And just kidding. Actually, it's been a pleasure helping out, and I appreciate what people are saying in the chat.
Yeah.
And thank you. And
yeah, thank you.
On a positive note, it's National Cheeseburger Day. If you didn't know.
Is it?
So, yep, it sure is. Actually, I looked it up today.
All right. All right. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, but no, I appreciate the support. I'm really glad that you're here. We wouldn't have a show without you because it's not about me. It's about you. This is honest to God. I make not fuck all doing this. I mean, nothing. I make no money. So this is my way of being able to kind of give back and spend some time with you guys and guys and girls, you people spend time with you people and do the live, have the conversations and talk about things and do something other than just focus on just my boobs and have fun. And hi Wolf, what's up? So the A&E show, there you go. I like it. So it's got a ring. I wonder if anybody has copyrighted that one, huh? No, but
Nope.
for real, it's a way to give back and actually see you guys live and hang out. And Chris is going, what do you mean, you people? Because I mean what you think I mean, bitch. So so and just have fun. So I'm very hit or miss, as many of you know, and it's a shame, and I'll own it. It's a serious flaw. But I'm very hit or miss with my emails.
Oh.
I'm very hit or miss with direct messages and all my messaging because I have like 17 of them now across, multiple Facebook and multiple Instagram and one Instagram, but also April Sensations and Etsy and 2 Twitters. And, we have so many different platforms and every single one of them comes with a freaking inbox that if you were to pay attention to all the inbox situations, there would be no time to sleep, eat, wash, do your clothes or go to the gym. So I have a tendency to just blow a lot of that off. So this is my opportunity to get to kind of hang out with you guys and talk and also share things that I think you guys should know. So
you're right, Alan, it's a therapy.
A therapy. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it's also a way to connect.
Yeah.
So there you go. Alan's going, I got Jimmy Buffett in my head. So yes, cool, awesome dude. Can, guest suggestions. Mm-hmm. That's another reason why I haven't stayed on the guest suggestions yet, but I do have them. Where Demon has forwarded everything to my inbox as well. And the reason I haven't been on them as much as I should is because I don't have the producing down to a smooth enough situation to where I feel comfortable bringing somebody on and not look like a freaking amateur. So I'm trying to get it there. I'm actually talking to BRV and Colin tonight after the show. So we'll see how it goes. And we might switch over. This it won't affect you guys. It'll just affect me. We might switch over to their network instead and, have a little bit more help. So we'll see. And thank you, Ben Rob. I appreciate that very much. I like having you guys on these casts, so thank you.
Well, I'm sure it'll only expand it. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping to kind of get back to where we were and keep growing. So,
always.
Yeah, drink.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else you got? Let's lighten it up.
Anyway, I wanted to. I saw something. I study the Kabbalah thing every week. It's fascinating to me, and there's a term called bread of shame. So let me just read you this and tell me if this resonates. If you connected the dots here. So bread of shame is a Kabbalistic phrase expressing all the negative emotions that accompany unearned good fortune. The vessel had it all in the endless world, except for one thing: the ability to earn and be the cause of its own fulfillment. Bread of shame thus prevented the vessel from experiencing true and absolute happiness. So the question that comes with this is, do you feel shame or discomfort about any good fortune you have received in your life? So sometimes I feel like when you learn psychology, it's not enough to figure out where you went wrong. Sometimes you have to learn and study spirituality and philosophy as well. So I was listening to this, and I was listening to a couple of my friends talk about their past. And it seems like how you notice how every single rock star and actor and child star, they all have that New York Times bestseller about how they all became alcoholics and then drug addicts, and they all were in an abusive relationship and all dealt with narcissists, and the story is the same thing. Like, this happened, and rinse and, wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah. Such an amazing talent, such a beautiful girl. And they all of a sudden fell and became addicted to all these drugs and ended up, out on the streets and da 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 da. And this is the story they had. Like every single one is the same thing. Well, I wonder if that's because of this. So when you're young, you're in your late teens, your 20s, early 30s, this is your bread of shame. You're getting all these things because you're beautiful and you're talented. And, a lot of times people prey on these types too. So you're getting things handed to you, just given to you, even though you've earned them, you're still getting them sort of given to you. And you feel like you haven't earned them. You haven't properly earned them. So then you start self-sabotaging. So, and by self-sabotaging, I mean you self-sabotage. So then you start choosing all the wrong avenues and you pick the hardest life possible to live to try and earn back everything that you've been given. So, and this seems to be a pattern for everybody. And the reason I'm bringing this up, and thank you, Kenny P, I really, really appreciate it. The reason I'm bringing this up is because we don't really have a lot of spiritual guidance when we're younger, when people are going into certain fields. And I'm sure this is not just limited to entertainment. You have a young Wall Street broker, you have a young, talented, whatever, entrepreneur who's, so when if you have somebody who's kind of a mentor or somebody giving you a spiritual guidance about this whole bread of shame thing, who says, okay, this is what's going to happen. These things are going to come to you. It's going to be manifested. You're going to attract it. You are good enough. You did earn it. Don't fuck it up. Don't self-sabotage. Don't end up doing the drugs and going down a bad route. Because if you stay on this trajectory, you can conquer the world. And we don't have that. At best, like the NFL and NBA started getting people that were financial advisors. I mean, that was kind of like but there's nobody there that teaches you how to deal with the human aspect of things, the emotional and psychological aspect of things. So
I think that applies to not just that, but even to normal everyday jobs. How many times do they teach us how to survive in day to day?
Yeah.
You don't get that.
And
you just get thrown out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, we know very little about psychology and whether that is positive or survival or even what's going on right now, where I feel like we're all in the middle and have been in the middle of a giant psyop operation of a Cold War. We don't know when we're being used and manipulated and lied to and deception. And, when we're being deliberately herded into this to create this reaction. Right. So we don't study that unless we choose to do it on our own. So if you are in charge of somebody younger who's talented, if you are able to kind of help offset them, say you are a teacher, a parent, athletic director, whatever, this is something to maybe consider teaching. This whole bread of shame theory, so that they don't end up going down that road. And you never know, you might be the person that keeps that kid from feeling like, oh, this is an unearned victory. I'm going to go throw it into the gutter. I don't deserve any of this. So, that's an aspect you might want to teach. And you also might want to teach or learn for yourself some basics in stoicism and psychology and abnormal psychology and the history, like 48 laws of power history type of thing. So there's a lot there, so that we know when we're being manipulated and we can recognize it. So
I think that's really, I'm glad you shared that. Thank you.
No, de nada. Yeah, you keep those best-selling authors off the list with that story. The world doesn't need another Motley Crue book or another, supermodel. To,
no, they just need an April Hunter book.
Well, So, but thank you. I'm catching up on you, and thank you, Penny.
There's a lot of nice things being said.
So I appreciate it.
I like what some I think Michael said back there about reference to, where was it, emergency personnel.
Yeah. And by the way, I did self-sabotage. I'm speaking from experience. So not with drugs and alcohol, but I did it in other ways. So that's why I never made it all the way to the top. I think that, or somebody was looking out for me, one or the other. So
It might be a blessing.
Would say this again.
I said that was probably a blessing.
It probably was, but I don't know. And Winona says, I believe too, it's because when you're young, you think you're invincible and you push the envelope and you don't have anyone there telling you, no, don't do that, because they're all worried. All they're worried about is lining their own pockets. Oh, that's possible. I remember people telling me specifically in wrestling school, don't do that. You're going to pay for that later. Such and such got hurt, and you don't want to, cripple yourself. And it's not necessary to do that. Learn to work the crowd. And I remember thinking, I so arrogantly, when I was young, I was like, they're just jealous that they can't do the athletics I can do. They're just an old beat up veteran who's spiteful because they can't go out there and do this. But you know what? They weren't an old beat up veteran who's being spiteful. They really were looking out for us. So they were right. They were right. And that shit ended up hurting later. And I wish I had listened. So,
you get to share that now, that experience, even like this weekend when you're going to be up there in Tennessee.
Yeah.
If they listen, right?
No, it's a good group of girls.
How many are you doing? A lot of matches, or?
Yeah, I've that at least 10.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what else is going on?
That was one of the many things. Yeah, the experience is the best teacher. That's where wisdom comes from, right? Yeah. Before you're experienced and wise, you're young and stupid.
Yes. Don't let it get in the way.
Yes. And Kenny says, similar to the bestseller books, people caring about Taylor Swift siding with Kamala. Who cares what she has to say, or she's going to vote for her? She clearly makes poor decisions in her life partners. Okay, that's fair. That is totally fair. She does write a lot of songs about choosing the wrong person, but I think it was a really, really bad look. If we're going to touch on that, it's a bad look for Trump to say, I hate Taylor Swift.
I agree with that.
It was an ugly. It was not good. So
I saw something today. It was interesting, and I want to say it was Phillips. I don't know. Another singer had come out and said something about that today. Like, just stop. Celebrities should not be backing or saying anything about anything political. Just everybody, just like us. Oh, I know, but we don't have that kind of influence that they do.
Well, the thing is, to be fair, well, I disagree with Trump saying that. I don't think that was right, and I don't endorse that at all. I don't endorse hate. Right. So, and Wade says you should be 30 years old to vote.
I don't know about that, but maybe
25, 21. Well, it's a responsible age.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young. But I will say that celebrities kind of live in their own world, and the 99% of Taylor Swift's fans aren't in the same financial demographic that she's in. So, a lot of these Hollywood actors and actresses, and Red Sunny says in your 20s to vote. Yeah, that's fair, because your brain is still developing, right? As far as the decision-making part of your brain is still developing until, I believe, 25. So a lot of the Taylor Swift fans aren't in the same financial situation Taylor's in. So she does not understand what it's like to have to live at home with mom and dad, or have 7 roommates out in LA. That sucks. And financially, there are certain commonalities between, and again, we're a moderate show, certain commonalities between all sides. yes, there's been inflation. Yes, we've all been struggling. Yes, gas has been higher. Food's been higher. Yes, there's been a weird vibe of distrust and hostility. Yes, they've been using racism more and more and more to try and keep us apart. So there's certain things there. Yes, there's open borders and there's a lot more crime now. And I think across the board, everybody can agree that these things aren't good. Now, not everybody can agree on how to solve them, maybe. And I think honestly, everybody wants to save the world. They just have different ideas on how to do it. But as Christian just says, Taylor does not go grocery shopping. And that's probably true. So and Canada says Swifties are paying over $100 just for a ticket, never mind everything else for the rest of the night.
What? That's cheap.
Oh, they're probably paying way more than that.
They're paying
Yeah.
$5,000.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, concert tickets have gotten so high. Oh my God.
Yeah, especially for somebody like her. I think she was keeping them low, or honestly, I remember hearing, but
I love when the artists keep them low.
Remember
Kid Rock was doing that, and somebody else was doing that. They were they were going up against Ticketmaster over it,
and I appreciate that.
Oh God, yeah.
So
it was some of these tickets are like $500. They start at $250. They're $500. Like, who the fuck can afford that to go with two people? That's nuts.
And don't forget whatever, travel, food.
Right. Parking.
Yep,
there's always parking fee. It's nuts.
Yeah. Even if you carpool.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is particularly happy with how things have been going the past couple of years. And I think, unfortunately, celebrities are the only ones who can actually afford it. And they live so isolated. They're not dealing with, a bunch of illegals flooding their area. They're in their own little thing. They don't deal with rent being $1,800, $3,000. Well, they do. They have the money for it. So, VW last concert he went to was $22 for a beer. Holy shit! In Sarasota, one bedroom runs for $1,800. That's actually about
Tampa.
It's about $2,200 here in Tampa. Yeah,
it's about $1,200.
Yeah, it never used to be. I remember when I moved here, I got a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $1,150, and that was in 2010. So, in just 13 years really, it has more than doubled.
Read Kenny's comment.
What's this? Oh wait, hang on.
The one right before it. There you go.
They're paying $100 in adult diapers because they wear them to stay in line the whole day and not want to miss the show. Do you remember those astronauts that did that? The crazy astronaut lady? Do you guys know that story? Do you remember that story? Are you too young for that story? Okay, back in the day, and Alan says that's what a Super Bowl ticket is running for. Oh, hang on. We're going to get to the astronaut thing in a second. Winona says there's a local artist here, Oliver Anthony, who canceled a gig at Cotton Eye Joe because they wouldn't lower the ticket price. I love
that's fantastic.
Oliver Anthony. Yeah, I know who he is. So he's the guy that sings about how life really is.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up. It's not ringing a bell.
Oliver Anthony?
Oh, I'm sure if I heard
I've
a song.
been selling my soul. That's the one he sings.
Keep singing.
It's a damn shame what the world's come to. People like you, people like me. I'm singing it wrong, but you know the song. So
I'm sure I do.
Anyway, somebody else sing it. This is not my forte. What was I going to say? Okay, so back in the day, there was a woman. No, I can say, correct me if I'm wrong. This woman was married to this dude, right? And they're both astronauts. Right. So one of them was involved in a launch. So I guess they lived, I want to say, in Texas. But the dude went over to Florida to do the launch with, apparently he had a girlfriend who was also an astronaut, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she found out he was cheating. So she got in her car and decided to drive over to confront him or kill her or something like that. And there was a big deal. What the media focused on was the fact that she went through a lot of adult diapers because she did not stop. So pedal to the metal the whole way.
Yeah. She had a time frame to get here, and
she had a time frame before the rocket went off, and she just loaded up on adult diapers and went.
She did a great job too.
She did. She made it. Yeah. So
well, she did want to do it, in a vengeful way. But since you were talking about politics, you mentioned something on the list of the fact-checking BS going on.
Oh yeah, Kenny says that's right. We had a Fed rate cut today. We're gonna have a few more. Groceries are gonna get worse with the rate cut today. They do another cut before the election. That money filtered in the system will cause hyperinflation. Gold and silver stack.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, other countries, the BRICS nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, BRIC, China, and Saudi Arabia, BRICS, BRICS nations, have formed their own currency. So they are not having anything to do with the US dollar. So it used to be the petrol was backed by the US dollar. They stopped doing that last year, which let our dollar kind of go to shit. And now they have their own money, and they're going to be releasing that soon. So when that happens, we're going to experience a bit of a financial, and by a bit, I mean a
lot.
We're going to experience a financial thing too. And many people believe that is to usher in the digital bank currency system, which we do not want.
Buy gold.
And pay with cash. Pay with cash as much as you possibly can.
Where can we buy gold?
When businesses are accepting cash, they are very reluctant to give it up. So if we go to digital currency, everything you buy is tracked. If we end up going to a social credit system, which is kind of what they want to do, they want to copy the East and put that system in the West. If we go to a digital credit system, which is what they have there, and you do something you're not supposed to, or you aren't doing something you're supposed to, they can ding you, immediately fine you with the being digital money, and you find that you can't travel, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't buy groceries this week, and it's their money. It's the digital systems of. So if you have cash, there's freedom comes with cash.
Right.
Freedom comes with a gasoline. So the last thing you want to do is go to just electric and digital currency. So
I did try to post in the chat about where to get gold for you.
Oh,
and I got blocked.
Did you?
Just so you know, I did.
Okay.
It says comment failed to post due to Hammond Media.
Okay.
So
well, I got it in there.
AprilHunter.gold.
It's AprilHunter.gold. It's Wise Wolf Gold. It is veteran owned. They've been around for a long time. You can purchase gold or precious metals with as little as $50 if you do a recurring buy. Use the code 1776 and you'll get some free constitutional silver. They are, very good company to purchase with. So at least with the gold, the precious metals, they're finite resources and they're not going to drop. They're generally just going to go up. So if you put your money into something tangible, you don't have to worry about it dying. So there you go. So again, AprilHunter.gold. Check it out. I'm looking at the comments here. It was interesting too. Not that I want to spend a lot of time on politics, but it's been interesting to see. We covered the debate right after it happened, but since then there's been a week, and the fact checkers, and this is a shame too, the fact checkers have come out in full force on both sides, and it's looking not as good as it originally was for one side and better for the other. And it's what's really annoying to me is that ABC put a lot of that on us. So they did not do their job. And additionally, it's come out with a whistleblower, I guess, that this was a collusion. This is basically election interference. Questions were given ahead of time. There was agreement that there would be fact checking only on one side, and that they would, not touch on certain things. And I guess there were internal memos with it. Now, what is with that?
I don't know. I have lots of comments on that, but
Right down to the fact that one podium would be smaller than the other to make to give the appearance
that
of
she looked
a bully
taller, more
aspect.
authoritative.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
There was something I saw yesterday. I just wanted to throw up there. I just remember growing up. The one thing for fact checking was, besides fact check, whatever. I'm not gonna say it. The link. There was PolitiFact, and I just for fun looked at that last night. It was shocking how ridiculously crap it was.
You look at
Like
the
that.
parent company.
Maybe I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Yeah. When
grinning,
you
so you know.
Oh yeah. So one day when I was looking up, I was having an argument actually with an ex, and he was telling me that I was wrong with all my what I was wrong with the saying that the origin of COVID and it was airborne and that the vaccine was this, that, and the other, which ended
Mhm.
up everything I said was right. And he told me that these fact checking pages were confirming that I was wrong. So I started digging. I'm like, well, who's the parent company of these fact checkers and who runs them? Who finances them? Because nowadays it seems like they're pushing websites off the internet faster than you could say boo. Like every website now is asking for money. Like, please subscribe, please sign up, please donate,
Right.
because that's what they're doing. They're trying to get small businesses offline so that it can just be corporations now. And
Absolutely.
if you have a website, by the way, that you like or people you like, please do support them because it does matter, because they're jacking the fees so high to keep us online. It is unbelievable, because that's how they're going to push everybody out and just make it so all you get is corporate information. But
Right.
yeah, I went through and I started looking up all the fact checkers and seeing who owns them, who they're related to, who the fact checkers are, or who the parent companies are. And I went and just kept digging, and they're all owned. The only one that was only partially owned was Reuters, but even they had contributing checkers who were still owned by parent companies who had vested interest. So yeah, yeah.
Right.
Pfizer,
Sponsored
Johnson
by who?
and yep.
Sorry.
So it's kind of crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
Always just follow the money. Just follow the money.
Hmm. Well,
So
I didn't know that. Thank you. But yeah. There you go,
eh,
Detective April.
yeah, Winona says it was rumored that she also wore those earpiece earrings. I
Yeah.
don't know about that. I mean, I guess anything's possible. I wouldn't rule out anything. But I do know that when you watched it and she was asked a question, there was no pause to think for a second.
Yeah.
So,
It
I
was
mean,
definitely
even
scripted, at least.
yeah, I know even now we're talking, right? I'm reading your
Mhm.
questions and things like that. You got to pause to think sometimes. So, yeah. Yeah. Kenny P streamers going almost double. Everything is. So like my own website to take Visa is $500, or always has been $500 to accept Visa, 500 for MasterCard. This year they went to 1,000. The bankers just decided in the time of the worst economic whatever, let's just hit them all with $1,000 fee. So now in order to run my website and take credit cards, I have to pay $1,000 fee up front to take Visa, $1,000 for MasterCard. Yeah. So it's crazy. Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Well, no, you're not even kidding. She said, that's why I don't do Etsy. They take too much out. It's awful. I was looking, if I sell, let's just say $40, if I sell $40 worth of stuff, I have $24 in fees and shipping. So I make a grand total of like 15, 16 bucks in, yeah, it's terrible. That's why I never push Etsy anymore.
Winona,
So
do you sell on a different platform?
yeah, but we have to get together and find out what platforms are the best ones. Hmm. Yeah, ultimately, you guys, as Alan said, it generally comes down to BlackRock, State
Mhm.
Street, Vanguard. So those are the companies that own everything, all the media, all the medical stuff, all the houses. Like, BlackRock's the one bidding on all the houses. 1 in 4 houses in America is owned by a corporation and traded on the stock market, and they're not selling it back to you. So that's why it's so hard for us to get housing now.
Mm.
So there's that.
There's another big discussion right there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
what else you got?
Yeah. And that's well, it was $500 a year. Now it's $1,000. So, and that's in addition to their fees per person who sign up. So, yep. So they have BlackRock, and then they have Blackstone. Blackstone is a breakaway from BlackRock. So, yeah. Speaking of, Christian says we're going to talk about how both would-be assassins were in BlackRock commercials. That's a really good point right there. Did you catch that too?
Mm-hmm.
So that was very interesting. Now I saw that again, fact checked as the second one wasn't actually in a BlackRock commercial. He was just posing with a BlackRock thing and a Ukrainian what do you call it? I'm blanking right now. It was a Ukrainian ad for BlackRock, but it did seem strange, right?
Yes, and I think
would be killers. Would be killers,
yeah. They also have him at a Democratic convention thing.
Well,
that I saw posted.
Yeah, he's donated repeatedly to Democrats.
Yeah. They actually had him on video at one of the conventions.
Yeah. I mean, okay,
so he, obviously he was one-sided and whatever, but I'm not. I don't want to get
this is. I mean, we can't say we're surprised it happened again, right?
No, and today with a fake or bombs in a car,
right?
They tried again today,
right?
So it's just getting silly.
What is going on? So when exactly, Elon Musk posed this question, and I'm curious too. When exactly did everyone start raging for the machine? Because that's weird. It is. Ben Rob goes, that second assassin was a nutter. Oh, and the first one wasn't? So, yeah, I mean, see, here's the thing. Like you can go full MK Ultra. They can make you look any which way they want you to look.
Sure.
They can make you look as crazy as they want. They can make you, we don't, according to the narrative, he was a nutter. Maybe he was just somebody that was set up. Who knows?
Watch the science.
Huh?
I said, watch the science.
The thing is, we don't know the whole story, right?
No.
We don't know the whole story about anything. But what we do know, here's what we do know. We know that shit's getting crazy and people are violent. I saw a string of comments the other day on a video saying people were afraid to put Trump signs out during the election because they're afraid that they would get their houses burned down or vandalized because the left is so violent now and destructive. When did that happen exactly? And weren't they the ones that were super vehement on saying that it was just the right side that was so violent? But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the right side being violent. So the right, not again. We're in the middle here. If all the shootings were happening, with all the guns that the right side have, we would know about it. It would be everywhere. So, but like 90% of the shootings are happening in like blue cities and with Democrats. So
it makes you wonder.
It's nuts. So why is this? And they're saying, oh yeah, white supremacists and KKKs and scary white guys, but this is not a thing. So they keep projecting all this stuff out there, but it's not actually real or actually happening. So
these things are infectious too.
Yeah, and so they want to sit there and say it was an insurrection on January 6th, right? But it wasn't. We've seen insurrections over history, and they are violent and they are bloody. Right. So, which January 6th was neither violent nor bloody, except for the fact that one woman was shot and she was shot by the police.
Right.
So, am I wrong on this? Am I missing something?
No, I'm with you. I'm sure.
So, and since then, there have been multiple times that they've stormed the White House, right? And had situations in there that nobody has called anything.
Right. And they're not sitting in jail, those people. Or if they were taken to jail, they were released. They're not sitting there for years.
Right.
And look at what happens in other countries or what is happening in other countries. where they are
That's
having
violent.
insurrections.
Yeah, they're having violent insurrections where they're overthrowing governments. Yeah, I mean, you can see it every other month. It's happening.
Well,
So yeah, it's Canada says since 2020, Democrats, BLM, Antifa were assaulting Trumpers. So I hate labels. I hate like Trumpers or
right.
libtards. Like, let's not
Or
do Trumpers or libtards or anything like that. I don't, these are
MAGA.
media labels, but I know what you're saying. So, or MAGAs or any of that stuff. Or whatever people are calling each other these days. Let's not do that. It's
Right.
dehumanizing. Yeah, as Alan said, no one on January 6th planned on taking over the government. They were storming government buildings when what's his face was being considered for the Supreme Court. So I'm catching up with your comments here. So
Well, violence is definitely infectious, no matter how you look at it. So.
Yeah, and Kenny says both were nuts, but the second one seems even more whacked out. I'll agree with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Alan says the last guy got rejected by Ukraine. That should tell you something. Fair enough.
Yep.
But it's just definitely a weird vibe going on, and I don't know. What do you make of it?
Well, all I'm going to say, the reason why I kept saying about infectious is, I don't know if you've seen locally what's going on with schools. Every day there's been shutdowns, at least in my area, of guns and violence and threats of blowing things up here.
You serious?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Another one again today.
Oh wow.
So, and it's infectious. I think honestly, it's almost a daily thing here in the last week.
Yeah, I think an hate vibe is definitely infectious. I think that's part of the reason why they try to do it with social media.
Oh, really?
Steve is saying same here in Indy.
Yeah, I hate to bring it up. I don't want to give it
really?
credibility, but there's something. It's something going on. If it's communication online, not sure, but there's a lot of teenagers with a lot of issues, and another takedown today by me. So.
Oh my God. Okay, so question: Do you think any of it's instigated or staged, or it's just infectious?
Me personally,
or anybody in the chat, anybody?
I think it's a little bit of both going on. I think there might be some discussions going on somewhere. Why would this keep coming up? Why is it happening every day?
Okay. Christian says, I noticed when Trump became a viable candidate in 2016, people were making excuses for violence against the right, but more specifically, Trump supporters, because I don't think they wanted to violate those on the right. Kenny says, I hate when someone calls me a Trumper or MAGA toxic male just because I'm a white guy with blue eyes and blonde hair and look like a man. They don't know I'm an equal opportunity hater. I always say I'm an equal opportunity hater. I hate everybody equally. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there's a lot of projection going on, So I feel like the people who are violent are saying the other people are violent. I feel like the people who are not inclusive are the ones who are not inclusive. And I feel like there's a lot of dehumanizing going on. And I would personally love to see that all stop. I do feel like there's a lot of people calling racist out there who are actually being racist, but now it's kind of a white guy racist thing, like a white male thing, which is very strange. And they're justifying it too. They're doing their best to justify it. My thing is, okay, if you're a humanist, right? If you're an equal opportunity humanist, if you can't switch things around and use that for anybody else, then you can't use it for one group.
Agree.
So if you can't take the comment you just said and use that for any other group safely, then you can't say it for that group either.
Right.
Or that person. So those should be the guidelines there, generally. So if you can't do what you want to do with this group, then you can't do it for this group. And it should be that way across the board. If we're going to do an equal opportunity type of thing, that should be the way it is. So if you can't celebrate this, then you can't celebrate this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the same goes with denigrating too.
I agree. I just spread positivity.
That'd be great, because that's infectious too, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
So the more we stay positive, no matter what the outcomes are coming up.
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah. And the artist returns makes a really good point here. Both sides are using it as an advantage to be chaos agents. And a lot of weak, susceptible people are being swept up in it.
Yeah.
Boom. And I think there's a lot of weak, susceptible people.
Go outside and enjoy the moon. Whoops.
Yeah.
I pointed the wrong way. There it is. It is a super moon.
It is a super moon. Actually, do you guys know? We'll switch we'll switch off topics. And Bigwig, nice to have you here. Lots of love to you. We'll finish up the conversation and talk about what's going on tonight too. Winona says, I believe the larger events are planned out and they breed smaller copycat events.
Absolutely.
Yes. That's actually, I believe that, and the false flag events. So unfortunately, false flag situations have real victims. And that's an actual thing. That's a real thing where they will stage things to create a reaction, but they will actually allow people to get hurt and die in these staged events in order to get the reaction they want or the laws to pass that they need. So a lot of people believe, unfortunately, that 9/11 was a false flag operation, that they let all those people die and get hurt in order to pass the Patriot Act, go to the Middle East, go after the oil. So that's a belief. It's a, tinfoil hat. That's a belief, and it's actually a belief that 70% of Americans hold. It's a very large percentage. So make sure my tinfoil hat's on there. Again, just a theory, but it's a big one. So let's see. Yeah. And Artist Return says, I agree with false flags, and Twitter X is a hotbed for it. I've seen so many blatant lies and posts going unchecked where opinions run rampant without any real discourse. I'm seeing it a lot on Instagram as well. So Instagram has turned into that quite a bit, or it could be just my algorithm. So definitely seeing it there.
Looking up kittens and puppies again.
Yes. Yeah. Here's what you do. Exactly what she said. Look up kittens and puppies. And Winona says she thinks it's all done to lead to taking guns away. So we have to remember, an armed society is a polite society.
Absolutely.
And, the reason that the Nazis were never able to take Switzerland is because Switzerland was mandatorily armed. They just couldn't. When every house, every business was armed and everybody knew how to use those arms, you can't take it. So I've often felt the crazy theory here, that the answer to the problems are more guns, not fewer. So
I'm with you on that, my opinion. But yeah.
And here's a question to ask yourself, okay, before you knee-jerk react to me. Would you rob a house or a business knowing that it was armed and that the people there know how to use it? No, because most people who are going to commit a crime, they're looking for an easy victim. And the majority of shootings and robberies happen in gun-free zones. So just the idea of a weapon being around is usually enough to discourage somebody and have them go somewhere else. So
I read a story not long ago in Florida with an elderly person. Somebody thought that was an easy attack. Guess what?
He was a
they
good
were
shot.
Armed. That's right. You never know.
Yeah. And a lot of people are putting their theories in here. Alan says they knew Pearl Harbor was coming. They let it happen so the U.S. could get into World War II. I was there during this one. War Demon says Boston Marathon again was a false flag. A lot of people around me said that. Kenny P is saying, and that old chestnut, weapons of mass destruction. They really took a lot of our freedoms away with the Patriot Act, and they never repealed it when they had a chance to do it afterwards either.
Right.
So Alan's saying a gun behind every blade of grass. So they will give you a rhetoric and Chowney Man, welcome. What's up? Hi. Yeah, they will give you a rhetoric about guns being the problem, guns being the problem, guns being the problem. But quite honestly, if you look at England, it took away all the guns and people are still finding a way to fucking kill each other. They're stabbing each other and blowing shit up. So the guns aren't the problem. The people are the problem. The society is the problem. So
yeah,
there you go. Anyway, that's one of my theories. I have another theory. You want to hear it?
Okay.
All right. So let me get comfortable and free my boobs a little bit. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bitties. So, and War Demon says, can you imagine how different this immigration situation would be if everyone had a gun in the United States? Well, it's interesting that they shuttled them out to cities where guns are largely not a thing, like New York, right?
Springfield, Ohio. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
So I think the overwhelming majority of people in Springfield, the Haitians, are actually not a problem.
I know. I'm just a joke.
It's just the from what I understand from seeing, some Haitians actually speak on it, is cats are unfortunately a delicacy in their culture, and they taste absolutely delicious, and it's hard to resist them. So there's that. Oh yeah, Ellen says now they're trying to ban certain knives in England. I saw that. So you do that, they're going to take baseball bats. They're going to find it. It's just, it's. Look at Jackie Chan. He can kill you with a pencil. He can take this pen. He can kill you with a pen. You can. My dad. I remember my dad. My dad was a very big weapons. He was military for life and judo and the whole thing. And ever since I was a kid, he taught me all these, takedowns and how to use different things and for this. And he always said, anything can be used as a weapon. Almost everything could kill somebody. Everything. I'm like, really? Let's see.
Show me, Dad. Show me.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Anyway, here's a theory. Another one of my theories. I should probably put my hat on for this one.
Okay.
All right.
I need to make a hat, apparently.
Yeah. Here's my tinfoil hat. You know how they always say, they joke around and say Klaus Schwab wants us to eat the bugs. Eat the bugs. You got to eat the bugs. We're all going to be eating the bugs. And VW Steve, it's funny. He was telling me that he stopped off. He saw a bug convention, thinking it was a Volkswagen Beetle convention. He wanted to check it out. Well, it turns out it was a bug convention where they were making ice cream and food out of bugs. And he said that, the silkworms were delicious. So he's telling me about all this, right? So I start thinking, so as someone who has pets and had chickens and all of that, I have to worm my pets every month. So they get ivermectin, every month, or some type of worming agent. And when I had my chickens, I had to worm them every 6 months, right? And then you do it again in about 10 more days. You have to withdraw from the eggs and do it again in 10 days because you didn't want the worms to come through. So where do chickens get worms from? It's from digging around and eating the bugs. They eat the bugs and they get the worms. So when you have to worm, no, I don't have chickens anymore right now. So long story there, but I had them up until last year. I was not able to keep them safe. I live in the woods and, basically wild animals figured out my yard was a rotisserie. So I rehomed them to a farm. So here's the thing. When you eat the bugs, you get the worms. And so we worm our cats, we worm our dogs, we worm our livestock, but we don't worm people. We don't ever worm people.
Why not?
And when you eat pork, there's a reason why Muslims and Jews don't eat pork. It's considered an unclean animal. You cannot kill those types of worms. They're cystic. So they don't hatch until after they're eaten. So here's my thought. They're saying that a lot of the illnesses and sicknesses that are happening are not actually genetic, and they're not actually being caused by anything other than parasites. That a lot of the issues that we have are actually parasites. That cancer is being caused by parasites, that ivermectin is curing multiple versions of cancer. And if you want, you can go to nih.gov and type in the search box ivermectin and cancer together, ivermectin and cancer, and look at the fuckload of medical papers that are peer researched that come up and show you all the types of tumors and cancers that ivermectin is reducing, offsetting, killing, curing. Okay, so do we have our problems? We have a massive amount of health problems in the United States, right? Do we have parasites? Is that the cause of a lot of our issues? Is that why there's so much dementia? Is that why there's so much cancer? Is that why there's so many issues? So if you eat the bugs, you will get the parasites even quicker. If you get the parasites even quicker, you will make the pharma so much more money.
Absolutely.
Because they will keep giving you the medication, and the medication has the side effects. And they will never address the real issue. And maybe that is the cause of your lifestyle or the parasites. That's
Big
my
pharma.
thought.
Sorry.
That's my tinfoil hat thought.
Well, I'm with everybody on here. I love bacon. And,
I love bacon too.
You know, my butt shows it, and
no,
I will
you don't get
continue
fat
to eat
from
bacon. I know I love bacon. You know, just a funny thing, bacon can make everything taste great, right? Just for you people out there, my sister makes bacon turkeys at Thanksgiving. She will take loads of bacon and wrap the turkey and cook it for the flavor, the grease, and it's amazing. And you can wrap bacon around anything, and it'll just taste amazing. Mm-hmm. That's just my opinion, but you know.
No, I'm a fan. I can't not eat bacon. I used to eat bacon with dark chocolate on it, and then you salt the dark chocolate. You can also bake your bacon. You can bake your bacon with a little bit of brown sugar and some cayenne pepper. So you got the hot and the sweet, and it's just so good. And you can drizzle just a little bit of maple syrup on that, and you get the sticky sweet and the little bit of the hot spice, and it's so good.
Sounds great.
So yeah, highly recommend it.
Speaking of spicy, I got a story.
Yeah, tell me, what do we got?
Somebody mentioned to me about
Cool S and Juice said, fun fact, hams is pig's ass. I like pig's ass a lot, and bacon jam is amazing.
Yes, it is.
It is, especially on burgers, and it's National Burger Day.
That's right.
Yep. Cheeseburger Day. Okay. So go
on. Spicy. I actually, somebody said something today about the ramen noodles recall got bigger.
You mean ramen? Ramen?
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Ramen. It's my own way of speaking, obviously. Yes, and it turns out it's the spicy packets that's going on. Oh. So and it's only in so many states. It's mostly in the West Coast, and it's not the big brand that we're used to seeing, Top Ramen, on the package. Just some other brands, but it's going on all over the world. There's people that's actually died from something in the spice packets.
You serious? Really?
Yeah. Actually, I looked it up today. 5 kids have died from the hot and spicy packets.
Oh my gosh!
It's not the regular chicken and shrimp and everything, and it's not the normal brand. It's the ones where you make the little container.
Okay.
The one you put in the microwave in the container. So
All right. So be warned. Also, if you aren't aware of this, you should know that Americans had their information hacked. We talked about it a couple shows ago. Everyone's, millions of social security numbers and, phone numbers and addresses were taken. Very good chance yours was taken as well. They pretty much got the majority of our social security numbers. So this happened August 7th. For some reason, it really wasn't put out there. There's a really simple thing you can do. You just put an alert, a fraud alert on your credit, and then freeze your credit. You just go with the three. It's Equifax, whatever the three are. You just look up the three main credit things. It takes you like 6 minutes and put a little account there, and then you just freeze my credit. Doesn't cost anything, doesn't affect your credit. It's no issue. So just that way, nobody can use your social security number to open anything. So you're good to go. Just want to remind you to do that so that no one's using your information for an election either, to open up to register you as something that you don't want to be registered as. So Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Thank you, Artist Returns. I appreciate that. So my brain, I'm still sick. I'm not quite back to normal yet. So my brain is running at half speed. I am running at half speed. I went back to the gym about 3 times so far. And all 3 times I'm just like, this is hard. So it's like the same weight that I had before. I'm like half the weight. I'm like 50 pounds. That's way too much weight now. So it's funny how quick you just go backwards when you're sick. It's like, what the?
I understand. I woke up coughing this morning, hacking my lungs out, and I was like, uh-oh, it's moving quick. So hopefully it'll be gone.
It's strep throat is going around. Yay. Good old fashioned strep throat. So,
I have my tonsils.
Oh, yeah, I still have mine too. That was a thing when we were young. Mm-hmm. They wanted to take everybody's tonsils out. Yeah. Just remove just. Yeah. And they did it. You know how they did it? They promised you ice cream.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I got the ice cream, but I was a little thinner back then. Maybe I ate it later, but.
Even back then, I was like, fuck your ice cream. You're not touching my tonsils.
I don't know why. Like ice cream. Look that up. Why was it a thing?
Well, think about it. Like every generation has had a thing. Like my brother was ADHD meds. Everybody was ADHD. And then for my father's sister, it was all polio. It was the all the polio stuff and the polio vaccines and all of that. And then for our generation was the pigeon toe, the braces. Where everybody was pigeon-toed. Yeah. So our young generation, everybody was put in the braces and the pigeon toe, and then everybody got their tonsils taken out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm saying I have all my original parts plus 2.
You earned them, though. You earned them.
So we have any other stories to cover?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Other than like my birthday and the fact that I want world peace for my birthday.
What else do you want for your birthday?
Failing that, like Amazon.
There you go.
Because my dogs require a lot of chewies.
Yeah.
I love Amazon gift cards. So I buy paints and things. And thank you to everybody who has sent me something. I really, really appreciate it. I have some things I haven't opened. And of course, Amazon sends me stuff with no freaking thing. I got a red shirt. I finally went to my most postal mailbox. I got a cool like Viking red shirt. Who sent me that? It's really cool. Please raise your hand and so I can say thank you. What else did I get? I got some melatonin. No idea who sent that. Thank you. I use it. So there's a couple things here that I haven't had a chance to figure out who sent. So then Rob says that's funny because all I want for my birthday is world peace and a blowjob. So and I hope you get both.
Good luck to you. Yes. Hey, I got a story that goes with that.
Okay, dude, tell us.
The guy with so I saved it for today. I'm gonna pull it back up so I can read it properly.
Hello, Nighttail. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you to everybody coming in late. We appreciate you.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so because I don't want to screw this up, doctors discover a man's penis is literally turning into a bone. I was like, what? I
What?
think I said, yeah, I know, right? This man was hospitalized for a hip x-ray when the surprising discovery was made. So he goes in, he thinks he hurt himself and he fell. He's 63 years old, goes into New York City hospital and is expected to be a routine checkup on hip pain from a fall. After receiving the x-ray, the doctors discovered that he was in fact suffering from an exceedingly rare, of course rare, condition of penile ossification. And his
It really
penis was
doesn't use it,
turning,
huh?
apparently not, it was turning
Oh,
permanently hard.
no.
It's full of bone and permanently hard. And of course
He
they had
really
the
has a boner.
yeah.
Oh, my
And they
God.
even no, see, they even you can't see this probably because I got my background up, but they actually put a picture online,
Let's
his
see.
X-ray. Oh
Oh, no, I
crap!
can't see it.
I know it's fucked up.
Oh, no.
So there's a story to go along with that. So anyway,
Oh, my God. Like,
just since we're talking about boners, just thought I'd throw it
oh,
out
my
there.
God. That's so
Or
bad.
blowjobs. Make sure who you're giving a blowjob to or whatnot, whatever.
Yeah. Is that your situation too, Ben Rob?
A literal boner. Yes.
So do you have I sent you a thing
Which
with
thing?
I sent you a newsletter with some funny, interesting, good news stories at the bottom. Did you still have that?
Let's see. Is that the email?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Actually
Yeah.
tagged that.
Did you? Because I can't find it right now, but there's some really cute stuff right there. Because
Well, one of the things you brought up on one of them, you were talking about the other day, the one on the airplane, for the couple on the airplane that asked.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. We went to do that information for this week too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, that I'll read a couple of those real quick. Let me pull that up. So there was a young couple they were flying to their wedding, and the flight attendant brought them up to the front and asked if there's anybody who could give them any marital advice, any good marital advice, and just please write it on a napkin and send it forward. And they ended up getting 45 napkins sent full of marital advice.
That's
So
awesome.
I wish I had relayed some of it. So I thought it'd be interesting. I actually posted something on Facebook, and I guess we could close out with that if you can't find the other one. But I posted because I have quite a few friends now that are hitting 25, 26, 27 years of marriage. And it's surprising. And I said, does anybody have any good advice? My aunt and uncle are 55 years now. So we got some good stuff here.
Great.
Let me read a couple of them since I know some people are really good at this and some people are really not good at this. And Rory McAllister, you guys remember him from WWE. He's one of the Scottish guys. He's like, if you get any good advice, copy and paste it over to me. I enjoy my time alone with my wee ones, but being chosen wouldn't be such a bad thing. And I was like, well, this is why I'm doing it. So I have a bunch of the wrestlers on my page. So it's always funny to get a mix. I have normal people and wrestlers, and everybody ends up having conversations. And artists and everything. It's just an eclectic group. So let's see. Jamie, one of my friends, Jamie, says he just lost his wife a few years ago, but they were together for 28 years, although they were only married for the last 9 of that time. I used to jokingly say that we lasted so long because we were both able to accept and live with each other's bullshit. Truth of the matter is she was my best friend. So a lot of people say over and over again that being best friends is the most important thing. Jose Fuentes says that marriage is not 50-50, it's 100-100. Always put everything into and your partner should do the same. So April Stanley says, Keith and I have been married 23 years with a total of 28 together. Love is key, but it's also not enough. Love is the thing that makes you choose each other over and over again. It's the thing that will get you through the ugliest and darkest parts of life together. But there has to be a willingness to grow together, to adapt and to compromise, a willingness to move forward through the many ways each of you will change. Shared goals, hobbies, interests are helpful, but no two people will be exactly alike. The woman who married us shared this with us. I want you to think about why you are marrying each other. Remember those reasons. There will be times in your marriage where you ask yourself, what in the hell was I thinking? In that moment, you need to remember why you chose each other.
Aw.
My friend Nick Havert, he just lost his wife recently as well, but they were together for 26 years. And he said they had 5 basic rules. 1, try to eat at least 1 meal together every day. 2, don't go to bed angry. 3, always tell the truth. 4, do not ask a question if you do not want to know the answer. And number 5, if you have to fight, fight naked.
That's funny.
Let's see. Winona had a really great story about how her father and mother worked together and how it was even more difficult with having a special needs kid. Instead of them trying to power struggle, even with as hard as it was, there would her mom would make sure her father had small lunches stocked up he could eat, and leave small love notes and encouraging notes around the house. And he would come home from the hospital on weekends and make sure, take her out to eat or take her to a hotel, make sure she had time for a shower, and make sure the house was clean and laundry and was done and dishes were done. Fun fact, men who do housework get things sucked more often. Just saying.
Right on.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure marriage is an act of service. And if you are aware of that, things go a lot better. Teresa Fulford said, I don't have anything near the 26 years of marriage under my belt, but I agree that you have to choose each other every day, even during the worst of times. You have to be intentional about making time for each other and speaking the other person's love language, not just your own. James said that my wife and I have been together 40 years. And I like the choose each other every day concept, which is a great base, but you have to truly like being in each other's company. From the day I got my first car, we've been together since high school. We used to just take off on long drives to nowhere just to get away from the world with each other and listen to great music. First it was mixtapes and then it was iPhone playlists. And that's a huge secret of our longevity.
That's
also
sweet.
Compromise and do things that you don't really want to for the sole reason that your partner wants to do it. But don't do it, and they don't want to do it because hang on, let me say that again. Do things you don't want to for the sole reason that your partner wants to do it and they don't want to do it alone. It also makes them more willing to do things you want to do, but they don't. But for God's sakes, do not get into I'll do X for you if you do Y for me mentality. That's a surefire way to turn a good relationship into a tit for tat, not in a good way. Yeah. Which I thought that was really, really great.
It is.
Marnie says it's important to pick the right person.
Yeah.
So
Oops. I guess I didn't.
A lot of us don't. So
Yeah.
It's important to pick the right person and understand that you're a team. And not keep score.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there's a good one.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that can come up in an argument.
Yes. The scorekeeping comes up over and over again with the advice. Bonnie Sue said a lot of people mention over and over again about communicate and compromise. Don't think that no one's reading minds. Nobody's reading minds, and you got to talk. But she also mentions brag on the good things about one another. Tell people your partner's good qualities, and keep private any faults unless it's something that will endanger one of your lives. Remember that many things in your life are transient: jobs, stressors, even the kids grow up and move on. Focus on the two of you in every situation. You are forever. Never let anyone or anything come between you. So there you go.
A lot of good advice there.
Really good. And a lot of people, I think we forget to prioritize, sometimes, like really, really prioritize each other. It's very easy to let work come in between and kids come in between and parents come in between. And for our generation, we're right in between aging parents and kids. or for some of us, even grandkids. So
Right.
it's a lot, you know. Ben Rob says, try that with your SO. If you fight, strip naked and see how long you can hold a thought. You're funny.
That is, I
So,
like that. That's cool.
if you fight naked, you'll often forget what it was you're fighting about in the first place. I think that's the point, really.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
So yeah, a lot of people are saying, you know, being single sucks. You know, I'm not
I
married,
don't
I'm still
know.
single. So maybe some of this will resonate with some of you, and later on, when you get the opportunity to not be single, you'll show that you are a very, very worthy mate. So, and Lord Demon is reminding us that there's a new poll up on Discord. So there is a link I put it up here, right here, and there's a link in the chat if you guys want to click on it and add your 2 cents, but with inflation, add your $20. So
Buy gold with that $20.
Yeah, and Isban, hello. And Michael's saying be there for each other. Definitely. That goes for friendship too, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of that stuff goes across the board, but yeah. So there's the advice that my friends on Facebook were kind enough to volunteer so that we all could learn from it. Alan says, fight naked with April is gooning.
I know, I saw that.
That was a good one. You're bringing last week's into this week's. Well done. Well done. All right, so we leave you with some conspiracy theories, some marital advice, and a warning to freeze your credit. What else did we cover tonight?
Enjoy the full moon. Whoop, did it again.
Oh yes. By the way, on a full moon, this is one of the most powerful times to get rid of anything that does not serve you.
Right.
A good way to do that is writing down the things that don't work for you anymore. So, you know, say that you're frustrated, you're angry, you're dealing with whatever, you're not going to the gym enough, whatever, you're eating junk food, write it down
and burn it.
And then burn that piece of paper. It's a ceremony, and we love ceremonies. Humans love ceremonies. It's a marker. So it helps us stick to whatever we're doing. You know, you get married, you have a ceremony. You have a birthday, you have a ceremony. You have a christening, you have a ceremony. So do a ceremony for everything important in your life, including starting over with things like this. So have your full moon ceremony and start fresh. So full moon thing is a real thing. Like if a full moon is powerful enough to pull tides and make people crazy, can actually affect the energy in your life too. So
this is a harvest moon too.
Yeah, it's a harvest moon. That's even stronger. So don't underestimate the power of it. Sorry. Yes, there you go. Yeah,
that's horrible.
So
there you go, Red Sunny.
So thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Remember, we're gonna switch over to Tuesday nights, same time in October. So bear that in mind. And
where do they find you?
You can find me on aprilhunter.com, which we're working on redoing. We have Patreon, April Hunter, Real April Hunter on Instagram and Twitter, and also just April Hunter on Twitter. So, and if you're an OnlyFans person, I have OnlyFans April Hunter as well. I'm kind of an OnlyFans failed model. So yeah. Anyway, I'm on there minimally because people are weird on there sometimes, but I love my Patreon and my regular page. So yeah. So Eva's gonna sing us out.
Oh no, but I do see a question in there.
What's that?
I am a pagan, Kenny. I do witchcraft and I do a lot of other things as well. Pretty long list there.
So there you go. Oh, single, alone, is that a possibility with multiple personalities?
Yep.
Are you talking about yourself or her?
I don't know, Jamie. What's
up, Jamie? Yeah. Have a drink for us. So, all right, Eva's not going to sing us out. Or is Eva going to do a little shake? Like that?
Look.
So you guys are working on her. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yes. We're getting there. Anyway, thank you for keeping us company tonight. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week. And yeah, I'll be wrestling for my birthday weekend. I guess it falls in the middle, kind of, right? So one of my 2 birthday weekends. I'll be in Memphis this weekend. So if you ordered a match from that company, which is the very last time they're filming, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So They're going to run us into the ground. They overbooked. They have like 50 girls doing. We're doing so many matches. So yeah, we're gonna be run ragged. So you might not be getting the full version of me next week, but we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, thank you. And yeah, if you have an idea for a Halloween show, you guys, I would love to hear it. Please definitely let me know. Matter of fact, you can get in touch with me directly. Go to Twitter, April Hunter, and send me an idea of what you want. That's the best way to contact me because I am able to read everything. Or Twitter, Real April Hunter, because I would love to. It's easier for me on my phone to grab all those little tweets. So lots of love. Mwah. Eva, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
Mwah. Bye, you guys. Have a great night. Go write your stuff down and light it on fire.
That's right.
Safely.
Yeah.